Welcome to another episode of Real Bigfoot Encounters with Reverend Jeff. This week's story is the epic tale of Fox the Sasquatch. Some time ago, a lady living near the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee grabbed some attention with the story of growing up on a farm with a family of Bigfoot nearby. Janice, we'll call her for now, and at one point even the TV shows came knocking at her door, and this is where I first heard the tales of Fox. Janice had been visited all of her life by Fox and his family from the time that she was a little girl. When Fox himself was a baby, Janice's father saved Fox from death, and their relationship began. Throughout her life, Janice had many encounters with Fox and his family, and the trust had grown so deep that Fox would even knock on the back door to ask for things they couldn't find in the wild, like cloves of garlic. A blogger, let's just call him Robert for now, posted a piece about the last days of Fox's life. He said at some point a while back, Fox was getting very old, nearing the end of his life. Apparently he sent for Janice and some of her friends to come to visit him in the place where he was dying in the forest. Janice, Sally, and possibly other persons went out to the place in the woods where Fox was living. They visited him there and paid their respects to him. At this point in the story, Fox's life was coming to a close. Once again, an anonymous poster left this story of Fox's passing on our blog. This is that story. I was part of the group that visited Fox while he was dying, and I needed to share this story. There was Sally, myself, and a few other people. I was invited because I work in the environmental field and was open-minded to the existence of Sasquatch. I had never seen one until that day, but heard many stories about them in the area. The goal of my being included was part of a larger goal. That goal was to give credible persons in the field to believe in these creatures. I rode to the area with Sally and John. John is a biologist and a professor from Canada, and Sally later told me that he is regarded as one of the top researchers in the field. I did not speak with the others as we needed to be quiet when entering the area, and we had driven there in a couple of vehicles. We hiked into the area and saw a large hole. I was later told that this was the hole where Fox was to be buried upon his passing. This was located at the base of a rocky ledge. There were 3 or 4 trees by the ledge, and it was in an area that would not wash away over the course of time from rain. The creatures buried their dead, and John began shaking when he saw the hole. He later said this was because he finally saw proof of what many people have believed for years. We walked past this area and saw a number of Sasquatch. A male and a female were on either side of Fox, with juveniles peeking from behind the trees. I then saw Fox had extremely swollen feet. They looked as almost though as he was stricken with gout. His feet were bleeding as he lay on the ground. We had to wait for him to make a sound, and then we approached him slowly. We each had to bring a gift or offering for Fox. We stopped by the local store on our way to the area to buy some things he had come to like over the years. We each carried one item and laid it next to him upon entering the area. They included a bag of chewing gum, peanut butter, and some type of shortbread. The bag of tobacco was opened and Fox put the pouch's entire contents in his mouth. He never bothered to spit, and then ate the peanut butter while still having the tobacco in his mouth. Fox spoke in a weird dialect with the occasional word of English. Upon viewing Fox, John became very emotional and began to cry. He had a difficult time maintaining his composure, and tears were rolling down his cheeks. It was exciting and also frightening. I admit I was shaking the entire time as I didn't want to do anything that may anger them. I did notice that the male Sasquatch are very dominant over the females. The male Sasquatch struck the female when she got too close to the gifts we brought for Fox and said, "Chatak! Chatak!" and became very angry. At this point, the group decided it was better that we left the family alone. Many of us had much difficulty containing our emotions. Janice, Sally, John, and I backed away from the area with tears in our eyes. As you could tell, it would be the last time that anyone would see this gentle giant alive. We all returned to our cars that day, and still have not talked about it with anyone else. I was blessed to be in the presence of Fox that day. It's an experience I will never forget. Anonymous. Shortly after this story was posted, the players in the game began to deny that this was the way the things went down. Janice claims that it was a private affair, and only Sally and close friends were present. Sally claims she was never there at all, and she's distanced herself from the Bigfoot world. Robert the blogger still stands by his information and refuses to make any changes to his story. And for me, it's just another real Bigfoot encounter. Thanks for listening. I'm Reverend Jeff, and may the Squatch be with you.